more than 45 seconds.
Well, I put a little bit of Colorado.
Go across several of the frequencies, and the band's hoping that I'd be able to listen in. So I strung it up Saturday morning and listened. The CW would come through loud and clear, but all of the voice was muffled or distorted. So
I appreciate you monitoring me.
Kessler today. And
helps keep me things on the up and up.
Settings on the radio that's not quite right, which is
enjoying a nice cup of moringa tea.
But I wanted to take a chance since I haven't really done anything on HF from my home, and there was so much activity out there this weekend.
Well, good evening, Crystal Johnson. How are you this evening, my friend? Let me turn this radio off over here.
Call, but at least listen and see what the radio is doing and what the antenna hookup.
Okay. How are you, Crystal? And how is Molly and Zach? I'm doing great, doing great. Garden's really popping out there now. We got a bunch of little teeny tomatoes, but we got more time for them to grow. And we did an onion harvest here about a week or two ago, and got them sitting here drying out next to some moringa leaves drying out. Good evening, Melanie Davis. Can you try 5160 or the last four numbers of your phone number? Okay, very good, Crystal. Well, you know, you're in a different time zone or different growing zone than I am. So I don't know if your season's any longer or shorter, but they'll come up. I'll show you what we got as far as, well, good evening, Brandon Rogers. I got some, well, where am I? Well, camera, go, there. I got a bunch of onions curing in here on the screen, and the camera goes backwards from the way you move it. And I got a bunch of moringa leaves up there drying out. They've been drying for, about 4 days. And I'll probably process that tonight. And I bought a kilo of moringa leaves, the shredded leaves from Numa Nursery down there in Florida. And I got that the other day, and it made me up probably about a pound of moringa powder so far. Got me a nice cup of moringa tea going on right here, and a nice cup of coffee going on over there. And well, good evening, Clean YouTube. How are you, my friend? Welcome to my channel. Just in case y'all don't know, my channel is about the Moringa oleifera tree, which is a tree that's native to India. It was recognized back about 7,000 years ago as a very beneficial medicinal plant. It's actually a vegetable that grows on a tree. And I've got, I'll show you what actually grows on the tree. These are called pods, seed pods. Now, when these are green, this one is brown because I've let them dry out. But I bought a bunch of these for for samples to show people what grows on the tree. Now, okay, here we go. Down here on this end, you can see the pod is splitting open. And when it comes all the way open, I don't want to tear it, but it's full of seeds. There's about 25 seeds in this pod. And the seeds have little wings on them, paper wings. I don't know if I got one around here with the wings on it or not. But when these are green, when they're fresh green on the tree, what is Cam Newton to the Patriots? Good evening, Emily. A green thumb gardener and crocheter. Very good, Emily. But when these are green and they're fresh on the tree, you can slice them up into little bitty pieces and put them in soups, salads, all kinds of neat stuff. But you can cook these when they're green. No, never heard of Cam Newton. I'm sorry, Brandon. But these are very, very beneficial to your health. Every part of this tree is nutritious and been deemed by the National Institute of Health and the World Health Organization, if you want to consider them a relevant source. But it's the most nutritious plant in the world. No, Mel, that's the moringa pods off the moringa trees, Mel. Okay, Crystal, I didn't realize that. Hang on one second here. Okay, type something for me now. I think you'll see it. That was directed at Crystal. There you go. Oh, you're quite welcome, Crystal. I've got some moringa leaves over here that are dried out and they're ready to be taken off the stems and all that kind of stuff. And I'll do that later tonight. Night's my best time. You know, everything is quiet. No phones ringing, nobody knocking at the door, except maybe the police, you know. Well, the wrench means you have control over my channel. And if someone comes on and they're rude, crude, or obnoxious or nasty, then you can right-click to the right of their name. Well, if you move your mouse over to the right of someone's name, you'll see 3 dots. If you click on those 3 dots, that gives you options to remove someone from the channel, to ban them from the channel. That's a moderator's wrench, is what that's for. And I usually give it to all the women that, Emily, and go up here to Emily, and we'll turn Emily blue. There we go. Now, Emily's a moderator also, but we usually give the wrench to all the women because I'm not looking at the screen all the time at the text messages. And if somebody comes on and throws out something nasty, you can go ahead and block them from the channel so they can't post anymore. And Melanie, you really need to taste this moringa tea. You put a little bit of honey in it, and it's very good. It's really good tasting. To me, it is. I mean, if you're used to drinking iced tea from the South, iced tea from the South is different than iced tea from any place else. You can't go to New York and get tea from the South. But, it'll taste a little bit different than the tea from the South. But, you got to look past that, and look at the benefits of the tea. But it's the fastest growing tree in the world. But you wouldn't know by looking at my yard. I've got 56 trees out in my yard. And the ones I have in pots inside my greenhouse, they're about 12 inches tall. And the ones outside, planted in the ground, are about 2 inches tall. I'll tell you something that makes it even better, Melanie. Putting honey in it for a sweetener. That kind of, it makes it taste different than just the tea itself. You put a little bit of honey in it, and it doesn't make it overly sweet. It just changes the flavor a little bit and gives it a smoother flavor. But I got a kilo of dried moringa leaves the other day. Oh, things are doing great, Jay Hanson. Thank you for coming in. Yes, it's been a long time. I haven't been on for a while. Yeah, the ones in the greenhouse are doing better, but I can't figure out why. Because those trees, were planted in the soil that I had in a great big flower pot here in this room. And when I moved it outside, every once in a while I'd take and poke a seed down in the dirt, Well, I took it outside, they all sprouted. So I had 26 of them in that, what was it, a 15-gallon pot. And no, I haven't heard a thing from Matt. He hasn't called me or anything, Mel. I hope his is doing good. And I just went out this afternoon, and good evening, A.G. Wild, my friend. Good evening. But I went outside today and I top dressed 2 of the trees with black cow compost because the leaves are yellow. They're not that good bright, like fluorescent green, Okay, tell them to give me a call. There's more to a tree than just sticking it in the ground. And my dog is going crazy here. Lucy, that's enough. Lucy, no. Stop. That's a good girl. And AG, I'm curious as to how the crops are doing out west out there. And in case any of you folks don't know, Melanie Davis is my daughter. and she just got on YouTube recently. So hopefully she'll be a regular on here. Bone dry. That's not good. That's not good. Oh, in case you're wondering, this cup is moringa tea. This cup is coffee. I drink one and wash it down with the other. I have not heard from Jessica since the last time we were on, Crystal. I guess she's doing good. I mean, I know she's always tired. Of course, that goes with, no, don't have any windshield washer fluid tonight, AJ. But oh, I'm sure she is. Her mother has been instructed to by her to call me if anything bad happens. And Melanie trying to change a light bulb in the kitchen. How many judges does it take to screw in a light bulb? I don't know. You gotta have a ladder first. Oh yes, Crystal, I will definitely let everybody know if anything bad comes up about Jessica. In case you folks don't know who Jessica is, she's the young lady down in Georgia that has cancer, and the last I heard, she had 84 surgeries. Now I don't know if she's had any since then or not, but she's had 84 surgeries. She's been on chemotherapy now for probably 8 months, something like that. Okay, very good, Mel. But yes, she is a sweetheart. One to hold the bulb and two to turn the ladder. That's right, AG. Is Tom around, or is he already gone to bed, Mel? Yes, she is. Yes, she is, Mel. And she made a video when she was there one time, and she says it's on her channel, but I haven't seen it on her channel. But the doctor asked her about her diet, if she was staying on her diet, and she says yes, but I also started taking moringa. And he says, oh, really? And she says, yeah. And he says, well, that's probably the best thing you could do right there. Because these doctors know about this moringa oleifera benefits. I mean, it'll cure over 300 different diseases. Lucy, you're going to have to stop right now. And I have a list of some of the diseases. Okay, very good, Mel. I know he goes in very early in the morning, but it's been used in India for over 7,000 years to cure to cure over 300 different diseases. Now, I'm not a doctor, so I can't, say I can prove it by my knowledge or by my own investigation, but I can tell you that if you do a YouTube or a Google search for Moringa research papers, you will come up with over 375,000 research papers from different medical centers, hospitals, doctors, scientists, um, the plant specialists, whatever they're called. And they explain everything about this plant. They can't understand how this plant can do what it does. I mean, you can plant this tree in polluted land and it will actually clean the pollution up out of the soil. But it converts that pollution into minerals. I mean, like vitamin A, vitamin B, B1, B2, B3, vitamin C, and there's no effect, no bad effect if you eat the leaves or the pods that come off of the trees that are planted in a polluted ground. So, used places to clean up PCBs out of the soil. Let me look back here. Yeah, she is now. She goes there, I don't know how often, but she gets a lot of chemotherapy. I know that much. Yeah, Jay, I was using it just a little while ago when I first came on. I had the radio on over here. They have a net going, and I shut it off when Crystal came on because it's, in the background makes noise and it can be confusing for people listening when they hear somebody talking, but they don't see my mouth moving. Good evening, David at Claybank Homestead. How are you, my friend? I wish there was a way that I could get more people interested in Moringa. I don't know how to do that because, I went to a gym back before this COVID thing started, and I'm a member of the gym. Anyway, I went by the gym one day and I was talking with some of the, the weightlifters and all this kind of stuff there, explaining to them that this has more protein than steak, this Moringa. And it is a vegetable protein. It is not a meat protein. So it actually stays with you, where meat protein, just for an example, you go out and eat a steak, the protein that you get from that steak is used up digesting the steak, if that makes any sense to you. So you're not really benefiting, you probably retain more protein from eating baked beans. I don't know, but I know that Moringa will give you protein that your body can use, and it doesn't use up all that protein digesting it. So very good, Mel. We need to get leashes for the little children. We were at a park someplace. I don't remember where it was. My wife and I have been a lot of places in the past 12 years since I retired, like Gatlinburg, Tennessee, and Pigeon Forge and this kind of stuff. But we're walking along and here comes this lady and she's got a little boy that's wearing a harness, and on the back of the harness was a little eyelet kind of thing to hook a leash, and she had a leash on him. I mean, you know, can he sit up and bark? I can understand that, you know, you want your child close to you so nobody grabs it and stuff, but a leash? No, hold her hand. It's a child, you know? Oh, well, that's not a problem, Jay. Just get you a police scanner, and you can tune in with a police scanner and listen to all the ham radio 2-meter frequencies. Your Moringa is growing slow. Mine are too, David. I just went out. I got some from Florida. I planted them in the ground, and they're up about 2 inches. The leaves are yellow, and they haven't done anything since. They've been 2 inches tall since I planted them a month ago. Nick, yeah, Nick. How about, can you? That's a nice name, Nick. I know your last name is not Gurr. So, what are you interested in, Nick? Are you a gardener, a homesteader, a hunter, fisherman, trapper? What's your interest? Globally enabled. I don't know what you mean by that, but you know, any scanner that you buy, let's say you live in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and you buy a police scanner, you program in the frequencies that you want to listen to, and then you move to Illinois. Well, when you get to Illinois, you just go on the internet on Google and do a search for radio frequencies for Chicago or whatever, you know, and it'll pull up a list of frequencies, and you just program those into your scanner, and there you are. It's it's like the radio in your car. No matter what town you go to, you can still tune in their local radio station. But the advantage with a programmable scanner is you can change the frequencies anytime you want to. It's not like crystal controlled where, you know, back in the old days, they had the Radio Shack scanners. Yeah, set it on the table, please. Back in the old days, the realistic Radio Shack scanners, you had to buy a little crystal for them, and you had to tell them what channel you wanted to listen to. And if you moved to a different town and there was nothing on that channel, you didn't get to hear any. Strictly to that frequency. But they're all globally enabled. Now, nowadays, Jay, a lot of the police departments and fire departments and Secret Service and all this stuff, they've gone to a different type of radio, which you can't hear with a regular scanner. and you have to buy one that's very new and will get those particular bands. But amateur radio, you'll always find those on the scanner. Well, Nick, what do you have to say this evening? Anything exciting going on? Okay, very good, AG. Very good. AG, let me ask you a question. No, Mel, he's interested in it. I had my radio on here one night during the net, and he was listening. He thought it was really exciting, which it is. But AG, got a question for you. Are you familiar with Grazon that they use on hay and straw? Yes, it does. It varies from state to state. Do you feed that hay to your horses? Because it's supposed to be dangerous to feed the horses anything with Grazon in it. But you can feed it to cows because cows will just pass it through. But then you can't use that fertilizer, or you can't use that the cow poop as fertilizer for 18 months because it can damage your plants. Yeah, I was watching a video, Deep South Homestead. He made a nice video about the Grazon because he was having a problem with his plants, so he went around talking to people in the town and different things like that, and found out about Grazon. And he did research on it, and he called some chemical company and talked to them, and they said, yeah, you can feed it to your cows, no problem. You just got to wait 18 months to use it as fertilizer. And they said, but you don't want to feed it to a horse.